what Trump actually wants from tariffs. So, what does the Trump administration really want from these tariffs?
Well, Trump sees tariffs as a way to boost American manufacturing by making foreign goods more expensive.
That sounds simple enough, but can tariffs actually achieve all those goals?
Not really. The goals are often contradictory. For instance, if tariffs are meant to pressure other countries, they have to be removed once they comply.
Right, and that would mean losing the revenue that could help offset the deficit, correct?
Exactly. If Americans switch to domestic products, who ends up paying the tariff on foreign goods?
And it seems like there are concerns about economic damage too, right?
Yes, stocks have already reacted negatively to the uncertainty around these trade policies. There's a real risk of a disturbance in the economy.
So, what's the connection with fentanyl and immigration?
The tariffs on Mexico and Canada are framed as a pressure tactic to combat the flow of fentanyl and illegal immigration.
So, it's more about a drug war than just a trade war.
Exactly. Officials have stated that the tariffs will remain until there's significant progress in stopping fentanyl trafficking.
That adds a layer of complexity to the whole situation. It seems like there's a lot at stake.
Indeed, it's a multifaceted issue that intertwines economics with public health and safety.
So, I've been hearing some big claims about how much revenue tariffs can generate. What's your take on that?
Well, estimates suggest that tariffs could bring in around $120 billion a year, which totals about $1.3 trillion over 10 years, according to the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget.
That's a lot of money. But I've also heard concerns that these tariffs are not meant to last long. Is that true?
Yes, that's a significant issue. If tariffs are tied to resolving specific problems, like the fentanyl crisis, they might not be in place for a decade as planned.
And what about the promise of job creation? Is there any evidence to support that?
The administration claims that tariffs will lead to job creation and a resurgence in manufacturing, but the reality is more complex. Lower taxes for domestic production are part of that strategy.
So, it's a mix of incentives and penalties? How does that impact companies?
Exactly. If companies manufacture in America, they avoid tariffs. However, if they don't, they face significant costs, which can affect pricing and competitiveness.
And what about the fairness aspect of tariffs? How does that play into trade relations?
The administration argues that America has been taken advantage of in trade deals. They propose reciprocal tariffs to level the playing field, but economists often view trade deficits differently.
So, trade deficits aren't necessarily a bad thing?
Correct. Economists suggest that trade deficits can reflect a strong economy, and tariffs may not significantly narrow those gaps.